So you're in the market for some brand new earphones. You want something wireless, but you don't want to spend the money for AirPods. If that's you, then you're in luck, because for today we're going to be chatting about these. These are the Skullcandy Sesh Evo wireless earbuds, and they come in for less than 1,500 Rand or $80 US. Hey, what up? It's your boy MobbJustice back again with another video, and for today we do get into a review of these wireless earbuds, that come in from Skullcandy. If you watched my last video, we talked about the AirPods 3, and for today we decided to just look at what else is going on in the market, particularly for people that might be a little bit more budget conscious. As always, this video is brought to you by the team over at Lion Media. Head on over to check out some of the crispiest photo, video, and audio content. That's www.lionmedia.com. Head on over, check it out, and just see what the team can do for you. So as I said, today we are looking at a more budget-friendly option, for wireless earbuds. Interestingly enough, when I was testing this particular set of earbuds, I remember I was on a plane earlier this week, testing them out, and there was a young lady who was sitting next to me and actually asked, are those the Skullcandy earbuds? And we got into this whole conversation about AirPods over this, and she was actually talking about the fact that the Skullcandies were attractive because they were coming in at a cheaper price, and when it's something like this, you're scared to lose it. So there definitely is a lot of appetite in the market for wireless earbuds, but people really don't want to have to spend money for something that can be lost so easily. Now, I've actually been a fan of Skullcandy for a number of years. In the last review where we spoke about the AirPods 3, I mentioned the fact that I always carry earbuds in my pocket, and for more than 5 years those earbuds have always been Skullcandy earbuds of some sort. I have had dozens of these earphones over time. So when actually seeing what's actually going on the wireless side of Skullcandy's offering, was actually quite excited to see what's going on. In terms of uses, it was the usual things in my testing: watching movies, listening to music. I also took the earbuds on a couple of flights, just to test them out in that environment, as well as the gym, because that's also a popular place. Can you work out in something like this? In terms of the unboxing experience, it's pretty simple. You get the black packaging, and when you open it up, you get the earbuds and the case itself, and then you also get a set of instructions just around how to use the earbuds, and then a small packet that has spare ear tips, as well as the USB-C charging cable, and then you also get a small warranty card. In terms of the build quality, if you're going to be comparing these to AirPods, one of the first major differences you'll see that it's a size difference. The Skullcandies, they've got a much larger case, compared to the AirPods, and the same goes for the earbuds themselves. The battery case itself actually has a small indicator on the front, that shows how much charge is in the actual charging case, and I think that's definitely something that I wish was on AirPods. And when you open the case, you see that the earbuds themselves have some indicator lights, red and blue, to show that they are on, and to also show that they are in the Bluetooth pairing mode. I'll definitely say that AirPods feel way more premium than the Skullcandies, both in terms of the case as well as the earbuds themselves, but I don't think a lot of people will even care about something like that. It's one of those compromises that you make when you are thinking about things in price. I'm not too crazy about the color. I would certainly prefer something like this in black. Setup for the earbuds is actually quite simple. As I said, when you open, they automatically go into a pairing mode. You see a blue light, and then in my own testing, I connected them to an Android TV box that I use. That's what I was watching movies on, as well as a Samsung phone to test it out on that side, as well as an iPhone, just to go between the devices. I would say that it was the easiest connecting, on the Samsung phone, followed by the Android TV box. A little bit of a hiccup there. It was the hardest on the iPhone, I think, just in terms of detecting, from a Bluetooth point of view, but otherwise, once it got connected, I didn't have any more issues after that. A big thing to consider tends to be the comfort of earbuds in the ear. You tend to wear things like this for an extended period of time, whether you are on a commute, whether you are on a flight, maybe you are at the gym, going through a workout. You are going to have these things in for a little bit of time. When I first started testing them out, I had a little bit of discomfort, especially them rubbing against the cartilage on my ear, because they're quite big and quite wide. It's a different shape than what I'm used to. I've always tended to use some of those in-ear smaller buds that are that you can see on the screen, so it took a little bit of time to get used to. I'll definitely say that it depends on how you twist, but I was able to get it, and over time they have my ears have become used to them. I'd say the biggest knock on these earbuds is the fact that when you have them in the ear, they have controls on each earbud. It's like a little button on either side, and that's what you use to play, pause music, switch on and off, and for volume control. Now, the unfortunate bit is because of the way that they sit in your ear, because these are in ear, depending on how you press the button, it feels like you're digging them even deeper into your ear, which can feel very uncomfortable. So as I said, these earbuds do have a little button on either side. You can just click it, and that allows you to play, pause. As I said, you press once to pause, to play. You press twice on the right ear for volume up, twice volume down, on the left ear, and then you can also switch on and off. Something else that I like is that the Skullcandies have a little voice inside when you're pairing, when they come on and the like, which I think is cool. They tele-connected pairing, and other commands like that. I really wish AirPods, could institute something like that, because you sort of hear the same chime, whether you've just paired, whether they've just come on. When it comes to sound quality, I would say these Skullcandies are really great. If you like that thumping bass, or if you like some of those low-end sounds, I would say that's where these things definitely shine. And then also because you've got the tips, at the end, they're really great in terms of isolating and giving you that passive, noise reduction. However, I did find that these earbuds aren't the best when it comes to some of the mid sounds, as well as some of the vocals, especially when you're listening to music. The soundstage is not as wide as what you experience when you're listening to AirPods. Even the earbuds that I carry around, the wired earbuds that I carry around, have a much better soundstage and instrument separation. So that's certainly something to think about. If you're someone who cares about that type of thing, it might bother you. On any given day, I normally use 2 or 3 different sets of earphones or headphones, to listen to music, watch content, that type of thing. So that's where I put in rotation, these particular earbuds. And so there was a lot of A/B testing, but in particular, I decided to go, against the AirPods as well as the earbuds, because if you're someone who's in the market for something like this, then those are the 2 decisions that you're trying to make. Do you go for the AirPods on the higher end, or would you even be okay with a wired pair of earbuds? But when it comes to isolation specifically, I compared the Skullcandies to my JBL wired earbuds, simply because the AirPods that I use don't have, you know, tips on them, so noise cancellation or anything isolating from that point of view is irrelevant. And what I found is the isolation is pretty similar, you know, between the two. I used both of them on a flight, and I was actually able to find that it's pretty similar, but the Skullcandies do have a little bit of an edge when it comes to that isolation. However, the JBLs do sound much better and much clearer. In terms of battery, these Skullcandies charge via USB Type-C, and because they are small devices, they tend to charge pretty quickly. You can get roughly 2 hours worth of listening time from a 10-minute charge. Skullcandy rates the battery on these earbuds at 5 hours, and then you get an extra 19 or so hours, you know, through the charging case. In my own testing, I was able to get roughly maybe 4.5 hours in terms of a sustained, you know, listening session, and then you know, the battery case, you know, has been able to recharge them you know, many times after that. In terms of observations and just some quirks, one of the things I did find is that if you're listening to something and you take one of the earbuds out, things continue to play whatever you're listening to. This is unlike AirPods. I think I mentioned this in my review there. If you take one AirPod out, usually it will stop whatever is playing, usually because it can detect. This is not something that you see over on the Skullcandies. The other thing I did notice that if you use the controls on the earbuds to pause or play music, usually if you press once you can pause and that's immediate, but replaying the music, there's a little bit of a lag when you press the button so that it can resume again. And then a big test that I obviously had to do was taking these you know, over to the gym, and I can definitely say that they stayed in place the entire time. I didn't have to adjust or anything like that. So, you know, excellent performance if you're going to be going on a workout, maybe a run or something like that. I'll definitely recommend you know, something like this. And the other nice thing is that because they have that passive seal, if you're in that environment and you want to cut out ambient noises, other music that's playing, that's really great. I could hardly hear anything. You just focus, you zone in, and you just hear what you're listening to. But speaking of the gym, one of the experiences that I had, which I found interesting, was that I was able to charge these, let's say, on a Saturday. And I remember that I charged them to about 50%. You know, the case itself got to about 50%, which means the case had charged and the earbuds had charged. And then about 2 or 3 days later, I had left them, you know, without using them, and then 2 or 3 days later I attempted to go to the gym with them for the first time. And when I got to the gym, I was dismayed to see that they had actually gone flat. So they might be, you know, a little bit of an issue where they discharge over time. Calls come through loud and clear on these, especially if it's a normal call. However, I did experience a little bit of trouble through a Google Meet meeting that I had the other day. Everyone on the call could hardly hear me, but when it came to the normal calls, you know, everything seemed to be great. Two things that I forgot to mention. Firstly, the Bluetooth reception for these earbuds tends to cut out, especially if you move from one room to another. If you are using these indoors, a lot of people tend to leave the phone or a tablet in one room and walk around the house. If there's a wall in between, it's likely that the reception is going to cut out. Second, if you're going to pair these, it's best to do it whilst the earbuds are in their case. Experience some difficulty, you know, trying to pair when they're not inside the case. So on the whole, I would say this is a great pair of wireless earbuds. If you are in the market, I'll definitely say go and get something like this. I did say that usually you're trying to decide whether you want to go, you know, full on the AirPod side of things or some of the higher end wireless earbuds, or in certain cases you're trying to decide whether to go wireless or whether to just keep you know, your wired earphones. And I think, you know, if you are stepping into the world of wireless earbuds, this is a really great set, and especially given the price and also the isolation that they do offer, I cannot fault them, from that point of view. And also the fact that if you are doing some rigorous activity, walking around, etc., they do stay in place. So that's been it. You guys can let me know what you think. Are you in the market for wireless earbuds? Have you been playing around with something like this? Would you buy a set of wireless earbuds like this? Are you someone who is just for the Apple products? Are you willing to explore other brand? You guys can let me know what you think. In terms of criticisms, my criticisms tend to be on the entire product category. I did say it, whether you decide to get this, whether you decide to get AirPods or any other wireless earbuds, they're easy to lose, and you'll really feel the pain when you do have to replace them. Yes, these are more budget friendly, but when you do compare them to a pair of inexpensive earphones, you really do feel that pinch on your pocket. You guys can let me know what you think. Where are you in the market? Do you have a pair? Do you have multiple pairs? Are you still wired? Are you wireless? Let us know what you think, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Hey, this is Baby G, and you're watching the Mob Justice channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Live it, love it, like it. This is the Mob Justice TV.